Navigating the Shadows, Unraveling Emotional Numbness and Depression. Welcome, dear listeners, to another insightful episode of Information for Life. Today we dive into the layered and complex human experience of emotional numbness, its roots, its interconnections with depression, and what we can do about it. As always, we'll be balancing the light and the dark, the joy and the melancholy, the factual and the poetic. So, let's dive in. Emotional numbness, the sensation or rather lack of sensation that renders the soul a vacant tenant in one's body, is a complex and multifaceted phenomenon. It isn't just a single experience, but a vast kaleidoscope of states and manifestations. Sansone and Sansone, 2011. From feeling numb in response to a specific event to living in a constant state of emotional desensitization, this spectrum houses a universe of experiences. Similar to the drunkenness of the mind, emotional numbness can be seen as a coping mechanism, a refuge when the world is too sharp and piercing to bear. Ratner, Herbstman, and Garg, 2017. In a world where every turn of life can sting, an impregnable cocoon of numbness may seem like a sanctuary, an existential salve. However, like any other refuge, it comes with its own shadows. Among these shadows lies the dismal beast of depression. Many a time, emotional numbness and depression are intertwined in a dance of despair, each one fueling the other. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, emotional numbness is a common symptom of major depressive disorder. American Psychiatric Association, 2013. One can imagine this relationship much like a cosmic dance between two celestial bodies, trapped by their own gravitational pull. Depression often brings emotional numbness in its wake, and this numbness, in turn, can exacerbate the feelings of emptiness, hopelessness, and disconnect that hallmark depression. Schneider, Grumman, and Coutts, 2012. But as we wander through these shadows, we must also remember to look for the cracks, the slivers of light, and the potential paths to healing and understanding. After all, isn't that what life is all about? Balance, hope, despair, healing, and the endless cycle of reinvention. In our journey towards healing, it's crucial to understand the root of our emotional numbness. Psychologists point out that this might stem from past traumas or stressful events that lead to emotional overloading, causing our brains to switch off feelings as a protective measure. Ratner, Herbstman, and Garg, 2017. Childhood neglect, physical abuse, and experiencing or witnessing violence can all play a role in inducing emotional numbness as an adaptive response. Herman, 1997. So how do we navigate this labyrinth? What can we do to combat the beast of emotional numbness and its comrade depression? Strategies to tackle emotional numbness and depression are as diverse as the experiences themselves. Treatment approaches need to be tailored to the individual's unique circumstances and symptoms, often involving a blend of therapeutic techniques, medication, and lifestyle changes. The first step is acknowledging and understanding the problem. When we're stuck in a frozen lake of emotional numbness, it might feel like we're buried deep within an eternal winter, our souls as barren as a leafless tree. However, it's crucial to remember that this isn't a permanent state nor a personal failing. It's merely a symptom, a response to overwhelming stimuli. Hammond, Locke, and Crowdace, 2011. Psychotherapy, specifically cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, have shown promising results in managing emotional numbness and depression. These therapies aim to equip individuals with skills to regulate emotions, manage stress, and improve relationships. Linehan, 2015. Think of this therapeutic process as unraveling a tightly wound thread. With patience and persistence, knots that once seemed impenetrable begin to loosen. Just as the seasons change, the winter of emotional numbness can gradually give way to a spring of emotional renewal. Medication, including antidepressants and mood stabilizers, may also be beneficial, particularly in cases where depression is pronounced. It's akin to adding a little warmth to thaw the frozen lake, a chemical helping hand to jumpstart the process of emotional reconnection. Fava and Kendler, 2000. But healing isn't limited to therapy rooms or prescription drugs. There's a multitude of self-help strategies and lifestyle modifications that can supplement these traditional routes. Physical exercise, mindfulness, journaling, art, and music are just a few tools at our disposal. Physical exercise, for instance, has long been acknowledged for its mood-enhancing benefits. Mead et al., 2009. Whether it's a brisk walk in the park, a vigorous workout, or a serene yoga session, moving our bodies can act as a catalyst for emotional thawing. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment, can also serve as a gentle way to reconnect with our emotions. Kabat-Zinn, 2003. Through the practice of mindfulness, we learn to sit with our feelings, not as overpowering torrents, but as passing clouds in the vast sky of our consciousness. Finally, let's not underestimate the power of creativity. Whether it's the swirl of paint on a canvas, the rhythmic strumming of a guitar, or the cathartic process of pouring thoughts onto a page, creative outlets can serve as pathways to self-expression and emotional exploration. Stuckey and Nobel, 2010. Remember, dear listeners, the journey to heal from emotional numbness is just that, a journey. It's not a race or a competition. There's no defined timeline or set path. Every step you take, however small, is a testament to your resilience and your determination to reclaim your emotional landscape. So, while emotional numbness can be a daunting and complex experience, understanding its roots, its relationship with depression, and the various strategies to navigate it can empower us to steer through the shadows and into the light. Let's remember, in the quiet moments when the world feels too loud and our inner world feels too quiet, that there is hope, there is help, there is a path forward. We are not alone. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of emotional numbness and depression in today's episode of Information for Life. In this discussion, we've illuminated the tangled paths of emotional numbness and depression, and hopefully given you some tools to navigate these complexities. We've traversed the icy landscapes of emotional numbness, delved into its intimate dance with depression, and finally charted a course towards the warm light of understanding and healing. But remember, every journey is unique, and every individual's experience with emotional numbness and depression is distinct. Much like the rich tapestry of human experiences reflected in literature, our emotional lives are full of contradictions and complexities. We're intricate beings, capable of feeling too much and paradoxically feeling too little. But therein lies the beauty of our shared humanity, the shared experience of navigating life's labyrinth of joys, sorrows, and everything in between. As we conclude today's episode, let's remember to hold space for ourselves and for each other, to be kind, patient, and understanding. Emotional numbness and depression might feel isolating, but it's essential to remember that no one is truly alone in their struggles. Help is always available, and healing is always possible. As a final note, if you or someone you know is struggling with emotional numbness, depression, or other mental health concerns, it's crucial to reach out to mental health professionals or trusted individuals in your life. Various resources, both online and offline, can provide support, information, and avenues for help. This podcast episode is one among many such resources, a beacon of information for life. You are not alone, and help is available. Join us again for another deep dive into insights and ideas to navigate your world. Until then, take care and remember, your feelings matter, your experiences are valid, and you have the power to navigate your emotional landscape. This is your host, signing off.